Hey everybody, welcome to episode 32 of the famous Pipe Smoker Friday show. Um, did not want to miss another week of not having a show. I was really busy at work last week. I actually wrote a little thingy on a day that I was late at work, but I forgot to edit it and post it. But anyways, back to the show. Even though I'm not feeling that great today, I did not want to miss another week. So here we go. As we get close to Halloween, I thought it fitting that on today's episode we remember for his birthday the original creature of the night, Count Dracula himself, the legendary Bela Lugosi. Dun, dun, dun. Bela Lugosi was born Bela Ferenc Dedzo Blasco on October 20th, 1882, in Lugos, Hungary, Austria-Hungary, now Lugos, Romania. During World War I, he volunteered and served in the Austro-Hungarian army during as an infantry captain. After being wounded three times, he was discharged while apparently feigning, or in other words, faking, a concussion caused insanity. He later recounted in stories on film sets about his experiences, which included acting as a hangman. He also said that at one point he hid in a mass grave of corpses to escape death. A distinguished stage actor in his native Hungary, Austria, he began his stage career in 1901 and started appearing in films during World War I. Fleeing to Germany in 1919 as a result of his left-wing political activity, which included organizing an actors' union. In 1920, he moved to the United States and made a living as a character actor, shooting to fame when he played Count Dracula in the legendary 1927 Broadway stage adaptation of Bram Stoker's novel. It ran for 3 years and was subsequently and memorably filmed by Todd Browning in 1931, establishing Lugosi as one of the screen's greatest personifications of pure evil. Also in 1931, he became a U.S. citizen. Sadly, his reputation rapidly declined, mainly because he had been blacklisted by the main studios and had no choice but to accept any part in script handed to him, and ended up playing parodies of his greatest role in low-grade Poverty Row films. Due to shady blacklisting among the top Hollywood studio executives, he refused to sell out or to compromise his integrity, and therefore ended his career working for the legendary worst director of all time, Ed Wood Jr. Speaking of which, contrary to popular belief, he and Boris Karloff did not hate each other, as the famous scene from Ed Wood from the 1994 movie would lead one to believe. Both men children have said that the only rivalry that existed between them was when they were both up for the same roles. And in reality, although Lugosi and Karloff had almost no relationship off set, they were reportedly amicable whenever working together. Lugosi appeared with Boris Karloff in 8 films, The Black Cat, which came out in 1934. The Raven, which came out in 1935. The Invisible Ray, which came out in 1936. Son of Frankenstein, out in 1939. You'll Find Out, which came out in 1940. And Black Friday, also 1940. And also The Body Snatcher, which came out in 1945. And Gift of Gab. That one came out in 1934. Though Lugosi was made famous and best remembered for playing Dracula, he only played Count Dracula in 2 films. The original Dracula in 1931 and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which came out in 1948. He played vampires in many other films, but none of them, besides the aforementioned 2 films, were Count Dracula. Bela Lugosi helped organize the Screen Actors Guild in the mid-1930s, joining as member number 28. Bela Lugosi died of a heart attack on August 16, 1956. He was buried in a Dracula costume, including a cape, but not the one used in the 1931 film, contrary to popular but unfounded rumors. Alright everybody, that's it. That is all I have for this episode. My thanks to IMDb for the short bio. I mentioned at the top of the show that I'm not feeling that well. That's why I did not spend a lot of time researching Mr. Lugosi. But he is great, and I hope you guys are familiar with his work. I'm pretty sure everybody knows him as Count Dracula. Let me know in the comments what you think of this episode. Let me know if you are familiar with Bela Lugosi's work other than Dracula. Let's have a conversation. And as always, if you like this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified when all other episodes of the Famous Pipe Smoker Friday show, as well as my other programming, goes up. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the El Magnifico. And until next time, may God bless you all. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Ciao.